Okay, I'm currently going back and forth with individuals that I usually scroll past because there's a reason people have a problem with my communication and my tone, because it once upon a time before I did shockingly, this is me restrained. The version of me that you've met in the past 2, maybe 3 years is a very restrained version of me. But anybody that's known me since before COVID, the whole communication and tone thing came from that, because a bunch of people came out of the woodwork in 2020 and they had some really stupid things to say. And as somebody who had already been fighting like hell for years on their own, I'd had zero tolerance for any of the stupidity that was being blasted all over everything. What I'm going to say is this: I'm happy that I made the decision to shut my Facebook, my public Facebook page down 2 days ago, 3 maybe, I don't know. It's been wonderful. I'm really happy because it prevents me from seeing the algorithm of insanity that I'm currently looking at right now. I made the mistake, and it's not really a mistake, but I went and I noticed that my dear friend Ashley had made a post over on the Dyslexia Initiative page, and she and I had already talked about like this whole 504 blah blah thing. But the thing is that like, that's a sidebar. Anyway, reading's fundamental. I'll just put it that way for you, for a bunch of folks who, Also, during times like this, you really, really, really need to become familiar with civics. You need to become familiar with history. You need to go brush up on history if you forgot about a lot of it. You need to go brush up on the branches of government that are out there. You need to go brush up on why things are scaffolded out the way they are. Because here's the thing: putting your head in the sand does not work well in times like these. Putting your head up your ass does not work well either. You won't be able to hide from the onslaught of things that are taking place. So go ahead and choose which side you want to reside on. I'm simply stating, if you get in my crosshairs, understand something. And I've said this numerous times. That's the reason, one of the main reasons I'm doing video instead of print. If you get into my crosshairs, if you make stupid comments about the U.S. Department of Education has never done anything for my child anyway, it doesn't belong there. It needs to go away. If you make comments about it makes sense for it to be rolled up under HHS, do me a favor and go ahead and hit unfollow right now. Because I don't tolerate that. And if it's not abundantly clear to you, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts: always give a damn, never give a fuck. Yes, I cuss. And I don't care. So I don't really have an image to maintain. I don't really care about any of that. The gloves are off. It's done. I was going to be oh so polite. I was going to be nice. I was going to let people just show out. And I was just going to sit back and watch. It took all of 3 days for me to sit back and watch and be like, what in the absolute hell is wrong with y'all? Especially some of y'all that are advocates. Y'all are woefully misinformed, by the way. Y'all, no. Let me show you what's not going to happen. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can add this photo of the stupidity I'm dealing with right now. Here we go. Here's one of them. You see this? You see this? Yikes. So, I'm not hiding her name for a reason, because she's over here defending removing the Department of Education because it's never helped her kid, yada, yada, yada. Well, this was my response to her, that Dyslexia Initiative has never been about just dyslexic kids. It's about all learners, right? Anyway, moving on. Hold on. Let me show you what else she decided. I'm going to get the other one. This was her reply back to me, which was even better. Oh, there we go. I'm definitely not missing the point. I disagree. No amount of research has changed anything. So, she said that we would all be better if we embrace change. Apparently, this individual does not understand that I have actually started a school. I started a school with Ashley and Amy and and Renee. We literally started a school because we were adopting change. We wanted change. We didn't want the status quo. So once again, she's trying to, I don't know, dog walk me, I guess, in her brain, but it kind of backfired because she's showing that she's selfish, and she's showing that she's got a whole bunch of privilege, and, you know, she's telling me to embrace change and be creative. Been there, done that, lady. That's what I've been doing. I'm the first person out here that's going to say, yo, homeschool, find you a pod, find you somewhere different to go. Burn the whole damn thing down. Because I'm not a fan of the way it works right now. Nor am I a fan of the way it's always worked. But here's the thing. Oh, let me take her lovely, stupid ass down. Hold on just a second. I gotta put one more up. Because these folks are just, they are fun to deal with today. Here's this dumbass. This one is talking about how it belongs up underneath the HHS. And my reply to her was, yeah, because, you know, earworms. It's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Let's see. There was another one in here that was really funny. Oh, there it is. Me basically telling everybody that they're woefully misinformed because the U.S. Department of Education is in charge of more than just IDEA and 504. They feed kids. Title I funding? Ring a bell? Anybody? Okay, cool. Glad. All right, I'm going to hit stop sharing. So, as it pertains to thinking outside of the box and embracing change. Been there, done that. You remember? No, you don't. That's right, because you haven't been around a while. I did that a long time ago. I was actually one of these people out here screaming from the rooftops that we needed to take this opportunity, meaning COVID, to rethink how we do education. We got to see what the local control level does when you give them billions of dollars. So we can't say we don't know what they'll do with all that money. But that does not mean that I co-sign on dismantling the Department of Education or 504 or anything else. I do not. I do not condone it whatsoever because there are kids that need it. The thing is, I don't advocate for just dyslexic kids. I advocate for everybody. I advocate for all learning styles. I advocate for kids that don't fit the mold. I advocate for adults that don't fit the mold because, damn, everybody knows I don't fit anybody's mold. So I'm just kind of putting this out there for you guys. Don't engage with me if you can't have civil discourse, because civil discourse is something that's been missing in this country for a very long time. I miss it. But I can't have civil discourse with people that are out there saying stupid stuff like I just showed you, because they're automatically showing that they're privileged white women, and they're automatically showing who they voted for. They're also showing that they're going to do the party line and they don't care about anybody else but them and their kid. Now look, I'll be the first one to say, the U.S. DOE has never done a damn thing for my child. I'm the one that fought. I'm the one that did everything to make sure my son was taught to read. That was me. You know what, though? IDEA did come in handy because that's how my child was afforded the right to read. Right? Crazy. That's how I was able to sue my school district to get him out of the school and into a school where they would teach him the way he learned. So, as much as you want to bitch and moan saying they've never done you any favors, there's a lot of folks they've done a lot of good for. Now, did I like Secretary Cardona? Absolutely the fuck not. That man was worthless and tone deaf. I swear to God, every time he sent out a tweet, I lost it. In fact, there were a lot of teachers who had a lot of issues with him because he was so far gone. Did I like how the secretary or how the USDOE ran under the Biden administration? Absolutely the fuck not. You can keep injecting billions of dollars into the education. They ain't going to change. They're going to hire administrators and attorneys. And we saw that. And that's what I said back in 2019 and 2020. I said that y'all are going to find out. People are going to lawyer up real damn quick. And it became impossible to advocate for kids once all that money came flooding into all the districts because they used it on attorneys. And yeah, I was on the receiving end of those attorneys numerous times. So I'm just level setting. Okay, we're going to take a second. We're going to take deep breaths, and we're not going to engage with Warren in a way that gives me any room to say anything mean, okay? Now, if you don't like something I post, if you don't like something I say, that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to be like that. You're allowed not to like it. Slide up into my DMs. We can hash it out. But don't do something stupid like try and put your stupidity on display for everybody in my comments. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my comments back on because I've been turning my comments off for a reason. Because I don't really want to hear the opinions and I don't want to fight with people and I don't want to mess with anybody else. So I've had my comments off for a while. But I'm going to turn them back on. I'm just going to put this out there. If you want to engage in civil discourse with me, we can do that. Just go to my DMs. They're open. If you put it in my comments, chances are it's not going to go well. Okay? Now, I've already been through the shit show of Donald Trump once already. Okay? I hate these gestures. Anyway, I've already been through it. Been there, done that. Yeah. Everybody did their marching. Everybody did their little things, which turned out to do absolutely nothing. Well, except for in the summer of 2020. But due to the summer of 2020, we now have a bunch of asinine legislation in the state of Georgia. Because, some frail ego white men in the state of Georgia are apparently threatened by the ability to allow citizens to exercise their right to protest. So that's how local control works in Georgia. Also, local control. What? Okay, so I'm getting blown up. Hold on. I don't know what Amy's telling me. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Anyway, the two people she's referring to, I went and I checked them out, and they're actually, they don't exist. They're fake profiles. I need to go tell her. Ashley just told me all the people on Dyslexia Initiative that I just, blasted. They're all trolls, and they've been blocked. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, shiny object syndrome, that's how I roll. So, yeah, I spent God, I don't know how many years. I think probably when I was about 19 years old, I started becoming extremely politically active, meaning my healthy or unhealthy distrust of authority really kicked in. And that's because I lived through the Bush era and the Clinton era, then the Bush era again. So I had known nothing but war my entire life. Oh, and Reagan too, but I was little. But Reaganomics never actually played out for anybody. People just got more rich. So yeah, I was extremely into basically just giving the middle finger to everybody. Now, I am grown now. I'm 46. I'm 46. I say I'm grown, but I'm really not. I don't. You see that? I'm covered in tattoos. Literally, I've got tattoos all over me, and it's because at the age of 18, I started showing my ass out, and I started making a point to prove to everybody that I was not going to be a part of the status quo. And unfortunately, Hot Topic happened, and then everybody started getting tattoos, and they became accessories, and I became very mad, and I started hiding my tattoos because they no longer had a meaning. Because when I was getting tattooed, you didn't get to use credit cards. You had to pay in cash. I know, it's old. I'm old. But the tattoos that I do have are a giant political statement. So the post that I just put up with the song, The Beautiful Decay, I have that tattooed across my shoulders. How the Beautiful Decay. It's about wealthy individuals and their downfall. So the irony, right? That's on my back. We'll keep going though. So a lot of the reason as to why I have a very small amount of people in my life is because of, yes, trust issues, but also because I don't like when someone tells me what I can and cannot do. I don't like when someone tells me how I should and should not talk, or how I should and should not dress. I am probably one of the biggest feminists you're going to meet. So again, if you have not met me, I'm introducing you to me. Because in 2020, or in 2019, 2020, everybody got to see this version. Like I said, calmed down for reasons. Mainly because I didn't really have to fight that much anymore because my child was no longer in public school. But then some shit popped off in private school. And guess what happens when you're in private school? You no longer have something like IDEA to pivot back to. You can no longer use the recourse that I used in public school to sue the shit out of somebody, which I would love to do to the Howard School because of what they did to my son. And what they've done to numerous children I've had to triage and get out of the school and placed back into public school. So, with your privileged little comments running around out here about, oh, embrace change, think different. Okay, I embrace change. I sued the school district, got my son to where I thought would be his happy place. Lasted all of a year. And then all hell broke loose. So, I yanked my son out, and he went into homeschool in 7th grade. He remained in homeschool 2 years, started high school with the very woman that started a school that was outside of the normal. So, do yourself a favor. Please don't assume. Don't make assumptions about me. Let's do this. I'll make it level or even for. Don't make assumptions. Because I promise you I've been there, I've done that. Thanks to going back and reading things, because I used to write a lot too. There's that. God, I miss writing. Well, everything I used to write, or everything I wrote, was somehow ripped off and monetized, so I don't write. I don't like putting things out in writing, or any format anymore, because people just steal it. So I don't do it anymore. I mean, like, Natalie Wexler was, like, literally plagiarizing the shit out of me. And a lot of other people, too, but that was a whole anything. So I'm just reintroducing myself to people that don't know me and haven't known me, or have only known me in the past 3 years. Let's not get into a fight, okay, guys? Don't say something stupid. If you do say something stupid, at least on my comments, or if you engage with me in a way like that, I'm going to clap back. Sorry. My threshold for being able to refrain from saying what I want to say is gone. It's gone. I don't have anything to lose. I damn sure don't have a job anymore. I ain't got nothing to lose. My husband married me, so my husband knows how I am, so he's used to me popping off and clapping back and talking shit to everybody. In fact, he actually used to cheer me on or used to like, he thought it was funny when I would go mess with people and we would go out. So he would egg me on. My son is 15 years old now, so as far as worrying about what he thinks about his mom, he already knows how his mom is, and he's really mad. He gets really mad if I don't clap back at somebody. He's like, I'm sorry, who are you? Where's my mom? My daughter is a savage at 6 years old, so it's okay. So I really don't have to appease anybody, and plus my mom and my dad also already know that I'm a whole ass hot mess, and they raised me like this. And my sister's the same way. So when my parents were out here saying things like, don't follow, lead, well, that kind of bit them in the ass. But it's okay though, because we learned how to live on our own. We supported ourselves as young, literally from 18 to 23 years old. We lived in the city by ourselves. We were able to afford living in Atlanta by ourselves, and it was because we worked our asses off and we paid our bills before we went out and did anything else. So we were very stubborn, and we were raised to be that way and to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. So absolutely nothing that comes out of my mouth is a shock to anybody in my family or anybody in my life. That's just how it is, which has afforded me a lot of freedom, meaning I've been able to say what I wanted to say basically my entire life, which is why it's really hard for me to restrain myself when I see stupid comments about dismantling the U.S. Department of Education because they've never helped my kid. Stop. The privilege is gross, okay? Don't do that. I want to burn it down too. I really do. But you got kids in the building. You got kids that aren't white. You got kids that don't have loudmouth moms like me. You got kids in these buildings that depend on food inside public school because they don't got food at home. Stop thinking about you and worry about what's going on with the other kids that don't look like your kid, alright? I mean, does it ever cross some of y'all's brains that this ain't about y'all? Does it? It feels like it doesn't. It really feels like it does. It feels like y'all just out here showing your ass because you want to make it about your kid. Your kid is not the priority right now. If your kid is the same color as me, nah. No. Hard no. I will fight like hell for every single kid that comes across or comes my way. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you have the same color skin I have, and you out here showing your ass, and you wanting to complain about my kid this, my kid that, I'm going to be the first one to put you in your place. Because I don't care. I don't take that lightly. Because the kids that I grew up with, that my mom and my dad had an open home policy for, they weren't afforded anything. My parents were their parents. They were thrown away. So we raised them. So I have a certain level of disdain for the status quo because they want people to fall in line. So, again, as my shirt says, always give a damn, never give a fuck. Don't piss me off. If you put something in the comments, you're free reign to me, okay? And if you want to have civil discourse, like I said, I'm all for it. I love debate club. Oh my God, it was my favorite thing ever. Do it in my DMs, please. Don't do it publicly. I really don't want to do it publicly because I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. But I'm effective. So I don't apologize for it. And you know, it's really sad that it's taken like Trump 2.0 to happen for me to realize I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. And I don't give a shit what you think about me as far as how I talk and how I get things done. Because I'm not here to impress you. I am not here to impress anybody. I'm here to help kids. And yeah, I'm still going to burn everything down, but that doesn't mean I'm going to burn it down the way you want me to burn it down. Alright. Bye, y'all.